What up, fam? Thank you for joining me. This is Coach Vassar as we talk about the OTF Audio Daily Beats. Thank you for tuning in. And as always, information is in the description on supporting me. Thank you for those who have. Any feedback to help improve, let me know. We are going to discuss Friday, November 15th, which will also repeat on Saturday, November 30th. This is a run row, and there are cards for this one. We'll do a little bit of the key concepts, talk about the treads, rower, weight floor, and also the 3G. We're going to see power on the treads, strength on the rower, and then endurance on the weight floor. This is a very unique one. Looking at it, it seems there's a lot of colors on the template, so definitely don't get overwhelmed. It looks very complicated, but when you kind of read through it, you realize it's not too bad. It's pretty simple. So key concepts for today. Treads, it's all about power in the first two blocks. Go for big efforts on your 45-second all out. In the third block, you want to build your intensity. On the rower, you choose your own intensity during every 10-stroke row, because today is all about your all outs on the tread. And then on the floor, like the run row, your first two blocks are rep and recover. You have 2 minutes to get through all your exercises and rest. In block 3, how many rounds can you complete? So you'll need dumbbells, and as I mentioned, there will be tread cards, so keep that in mind. So for the treadmills, we're gonna see 3 blocks. You wanna have them check their tread card. In blocks 1 and 2, it's a rep and recover. In block 1, you have 2 minutes to complete a 10-stroke row and a 45-second all out on the treadmill. In block 2, you flip it, tread first, then row. In block 3, head back to the tread and build to the finish. So this one is gonna be kind of interesting because what you'll wanna do at the very beginning in the 2G class, you have people come in, they get to the treads, get to the rowers, you get them to walk for a minute, you take them to base, get the rowers to base. At the 3-minute mark, you take the rowers to the weight floor, put wipes out prior, have the rowers wipe down the row, they'll head to the weight floor, and then have the treads shut down, and they head to the rower because their block is actually going to start on the row. So that's going to be the normal way to do it. If you're the type of coach who likes to throw curveballs, maybe not tell them that until you get them moving. Be like, all right, tread, shut it down, head to the rowers. And then they might be a little surprised by that. But what we're going to see is 8 minutes for block 1. They'll start with a 10-stroke strength-based row. They're choosing the intensity they move at. Because it's strength, that's an opportunity to emphasize, hey, let's try to keep a lower stroke rate. So maybe 20, 24. So it should take about 22 to maybe 30 seconds to finish that 10-stroke row. How far can they get? Perfect scenario is probably about 100 to maybe 150 plus meters. Once they finish their 10 strokes though, they're gonna head right up to their treads, and they have a 45-second all out. So once they get to the treads, they start going. Once they finish the all out, they walk until they need to get back to the rower and start the next round. So between the row, the transition, the tread, that's gonna put most people probably around a minute 15 to a minute 30 to complete. And they only have 2 minutes before the next round starts. So it might be a situation of, hey, as soon as you finish that 45-second all-out row, take about 10 seconds to walk on the treadmill, but then the rest of your walk is you walking back to your rower. And they're gonna complete that a total of 4 times. It doesn't change. It's nice and simple. So they'll just do the 10 strokes and then 45-second all out, walk recovery, get back to the rower 4 times. On round 4, when they are done, they will continue that all out or walk recovery until you call time at the 8-minute mark. They'll have 90 seconds to get ready for block 2. And block 2, we flip the script. So they'll start with that 45-second all out, take a moment to walk, then get back to the rower and do their 10 strokes. After that, they come back up to the treads. So this is an opportunity where, all outs, we're trying to maintain or hit their best one. And then the row is almost like a recovery row for them at this point. Same thing as block 1, they'll do this 4 times. So all out, row, all out, row, all out, row, all out, row. After that, they want to wipe down the rowers and they go back to the treads for the last block, which is a little bit of a bonus. 4.5 minute build. They'll start at base for 1 minute, and then every 60 seconds, they'll increase their intensity, incrementally building up. So, they start at base push all out, and then an all out to finish up. Me personally, the way I like to coach these kind of builds is give them that heads up that we are going to add, 0.3 to 0.7 on the speed every minute, or they're going to add, 2 to 4% to their incline every minute. Bikes and striders, they're going to add 1, maybe 2 gears every minute. So it steadily climbs. And rather than call out base push all out, I just say treads, add in 3, 2, 1, add it. Keeps it simple. They know that you're building to that intensity, and then they finish with a 30-second all out. This is the shortest all out of the day, so it should hopefully be their best all out. Now, when we look at the weight floor, we are going to see very similar structure. 2 blocks for 8 minutes each with 4 rounds. And the first block, it's going to be an alternating shoulder press followed up with the alternating forward lunge. They have 16 reps for each exercise, and then they rest. And they have these 2 movements for 4 rounds. So 32 reps per arm, 64 reps total for each movement. Knowing that lightweight, possibly moderate weight, keeping that core brace with that shoulder press, 1, 2, 3, 4. And if they want to use the same weight right into that forward lunge, they could do reverse lunges or alternating step-ups as options. That should take most people about 75 seconds to 90 seconds. They'll recover until minute 2, they start the next round. That's it. If they finish that 4th round and there's time remaining, they have the double twist crunch as a bonus. So make sure you do set up that movement at the very end, but they'll crunch up, twist, and then come back down. And they'll rep that out for whatever time is left in block 1. Block 2 is gonna be exactly the same setup, just different movements. So they're gonna see a 1 dumbbell goblet lateral shift, 16 total, paired up with the dumbbell alternating low row. So arms are locked out. There's 1, there's 2. Option for that one, they could go to their strap and do a regular low row for 16 reps completely. And then same thing, they finish all 4 rounds. Then on the 4th round, time remaining, they will do the double twist crunch. The final block, this is the circuit. They have 4.5 minutes, and the goal here is to try to get at least 3 rounds. We're gonna see reverse bicep curls, which is a new movement. All it is, instead of palms up, palms are down as they drive the top of the knuckles up to the ceiling and back down. They'll start with 6 reps for that, and then followed by the high plank crossbody knee drive, and then alternating low side plank. So 6 curls, and then 6 total for the 2 core movements. Then they have 8 reps of everything, and then 10, 12, 14. They'll keep going all the way up. And then their finisher is their choice of whichever exercise they want to rep out for the final 30. And that's going to be the 2G. Nice little arm and core burnout at the end. All right, so when we look at the 3G, this is one where on the template, you are going to read top down and then from left to right. So the tread is on the left side of the template. You read it from the top, go all the way down, and then go back to the middle section, all the way down, and then to the right of the template and go all the way down. This is gonna be very similar to the 2G, but there is no 3rd block. So just block 1 and block 2, and then they will rotate the room. You do have a nice simple 3 minutes transition time in between the rotations. Now, when we look at the treads, this is gonna be a distance base all out, followed by walk recoveries until the next round. So each round is a total of 2 minutes. They'll have 3 rounds. They have a 0.1 all out, and then a walk recovery, get back to base when you're ready until the next round begins. So that 0.1 all out, for most people, that's gonna fall somewhere between 30 seconds to 60 seconds. 30 seconds if they're hitting at 12 mile per hour, a minute if they're hitting 6 miles an hour for the all out. So they should get ample amount of recovery after that all out. They'll take that walk, they can get back to base when they're ready, and they'll do that 3 times. And the idea here is every round, they're increasing the intensity for the all out so they can hit their best one by that 3rd one. Key difference here is compared to the 2G, on the 3rd round, walk it out, get back to base when they're ready. At the 6-minute mark, they have a 30-second all out for their finisher for that block. 90 seconds to recover. Block 2, this is still rep and recover, but now it's time-based. So it is a 1-minute all out, 1-minute walk recovery 3 times to make the 3 rounds, and then a 30-second all out at the very end. When we look at the rower, this is kind of like the row from the 2G. So they're going to do a stroke count row, but now they're going to do a med ball exercise. So for the block 1, they're going to see 16 strokes. For most people, that'll probably take somewhere between 40 to 45 seconds or so to complete. And then the med ball jack press, so the med ball's at the chest, feet hop out and back in like a jumping jack, but the med ball goes overhead. They have 16 reps. When they're done, they recovery row until the next round. They have 3 rounds of that, and then they finish with a 30-second all out when the treads hit that all out. Block 2 flips it in reverse. They start with a med ball exercise, nice and simple. It's 16 reps of a calf raise and then 16 stroke row. When they're done, they're gonna get off the rower and recover until the next round. Same thing, 3 rounds. On the 3rd round, after they finish their stroke row, they could stay on that rower because they'll hit an all-out row to finish up the block. For the weight floor, this is the exact same thing as the 2G between blocks 1 and 2. So we'll see the shoulder press and the forward lunge, but now for 3 rounds, they do have the double twist crunch as their finisher for the block for the final 30 seconds. And then in block 2, you'll have the lateral shift and the alternating low row, 16 reps each as well. Same thing, recover after you complete the circuit, rest until the next round, and then of course the double twist crunch at the very end for the final 30. And that's a 3G. It's gonna be a lot of talking from you as a coach on the 3G for sure, but everything is timed together, which is kind of nice to keep it simple. For the 2G, even though people are moving at different times and finishing things at different times, they all start at the same time. So definitely be on your A game when it comes to watching your clock and giving everyone the proper cues of when to take off for each round. There you have it. Once again, Friday, November 15th. Follow it up again on Saturday, November 30th. As always, any feedback, please let me know. Thank you so much for tuning in, listening to me ramble about these workouts. Other than that, you guys coach it down.